Go ahead and get. Hi guys, welcome to my final speech. Before I'd like to begin, I would like to say Happy Mother's Day. You mothers out there, you rock. Alright, so today I'm going to talk about why you should adopt pets and where you should adopt pets from. When considering to adopt an animal, you should always go to a shelter, and you should always definitely avoid large chains like such at malls like Furry Babies. And I'll explain why in just a second, but for now just know that you should adopt from animal shelters. I would like to begin my quote from world famous Jeremy Bentham. The question is not can they reason, nor can they talk, but can they suffer? Pets are known to be great companions, but from what Jeremy Bentham had mentioned, it really kind of sets the tone that animals really don't have a voice, so it's really up to us to actually give them a voice so they can be heard. Hello, my name is Justin Watson, and as you can guess, today's speech is going to be on the adoption of animals. Not specifically that you should adopt them, but where you should adopt them from and where you shouldn't adopt them from. I'm going to discuss where you should adopt them from, such as local shelters, where you shouldn't adopt them from, such as the pet stores that are inside malls, and what you can do and what I can do to help better the situation. When you adopt from a shelter, pets are generally more grateful, and that's usually because when you adopt from a shelter, they've actually probably already have had a home, so they're already used to human companionship. And that just makes them even more grateful because they know what love was and then they ended up losing it. Pet shelters also usually have a wide variety of animals to choose from. So if you were looking for that specific animal, you can probably find it. And if they just so happen to not have a specific type of animal you're looking for, you could probably just go to another local pet shelter, maybe a half an hour away, and you could probably find the one you're looking for. And the bad thing about that is when they get sent to a shelter, they usually get euthanized, unfortunately. Not because they want to, but they just simply do not have the room to shelter the animals. Now, there actually are some shelters out there that consider themselves no-kill shelters. When what that means is they'll actually take the animals and kind of shuffle them around to different locations. I wish more places would do that, and there are some places that are starting to get more recognition for that, but there are some places where if they just simply run out of room, they will euthanize them, unfortunately. Pet stores allow you to adopt, such as like Furry Babies and whatnot, but there is a big reason why you shouldn't adopt from there, and that's because the majority of them run puppy mills or animal mills. And when you think about puppy mills, hopefully I'll give you some better clarification on what they are. I definitely avoid adopting from these places. I would even far as say let's boycott these puppy mills, and I'll explain it to you right now on why you should. Puppy mills have an estimated number of 3 million animals that they have actually killed just because they force breed these animals so quickly, and then they have so many and they don't know what to do with them, so they end up just killing them. To go into this even further, the female dogs that actually reproduce, because the boy dogs can't, but the females that do get set up to reproduce actually undergo reproduction so many times, and a dog or an animal in general should only have a litter probably just once in their lives. What these puppy mills actually do is they keep sending these mother dogs to reproduce continuously over and over again. And the sad part of that is when these mother dogs have no use, they will euthanize them because by that time they're old, they can't reproduce, and these places just don't care. Like I said, they get rid of they've gotten rid of 3 million estimated animals. I don't know how a person can live with that, but it's business. And a lot of these animals that live in the puppy mills are forced to live in small cages in bad environments. Like I said, because it's a business, it's all about money. So because of that, there is actually little concern about the well-being, health, and welfare for these animals. to add to that, there is actually very little veterinarian care or climate control. Like I mentioned before, it's all about business. They're not above killing animals if they can save them money. If they see a sick dog, they're not going to try to care for it. They're just going to euthanize it. Why would they care, right? It's all about business. There is an actual estimated 10,000 animal mills to date. And what's worse than that is fewer than 3,000 of them are regulated under the United States Department of Agriculture. Those are some pretty terrible numbers, am I right? And unfortunately, most states actually allow puppy mills to happen. Now, there are some states that actually forbid mills, but like I said, unfortunately, most of them allow businesses to do whatever they can. So, what can we do about it to help stop these puppy mills and raise awareness? Well, first, with all the information I've given you lovely folks today, you can spread the word to your family, to your friends, colleagues, whoever. Just spread the word. Just let them know all the information I've told you today. You can also use flyers to help spread the word. Now here you can actually be creative. You can actually use your own word to help drive the point. But before you do that, you have to make sure that businesses will actually allow you to place flyers. There's actually some cities where they won't let you place flyers either. So I would do your homework before you just start placing flyers. Make sure businesses are okay with it, and definitely make sure the city's okay with it. You don't want to get bad publicity or even, worse, get fined just because you're trying to do something good with a cause. And finally, there's petitions out there that you can sign to help stop puppy mills. It's actually really easy to find petitions. You could actually just do a Google search real quick and just type in puppy mill petitions to stop them. I've actually signed a few petitions on animals, and the process is actually really, really easy. All you really need to do is put down your first name, your last name, and then maybe an email address. And you can unsubscribe so they won't send you a bunch of things, but it literally only takes you 60 seconds out of your day to sign a petition for a cause that's really, really just, it's big, and they're just treated so cruelly and unfairly in these puppy mills. So, and before I hit my conclusion, I would like to say you could actually also start a paper petition, a manual one, for your local town. It's a little bit more work, but since it's in your local community, it'll really hit home because it technically is your home. So, in conclusion, hopefully I have given you enough information to where you can understand where and where not you should adopt animals from. Always try to adopt from a local shelter. If you can't find what you're looking for in your town, you could definitely go to a town next to where you live and you'll probably find what you want. You should avoid going to fur babies. I'm not trying to slander them in the least, it's just the only name I can think of right now, but just because they use puppy mills and they use really harsh conditions and they really need to be stopped. I recommend boycotting them as much as possible. And hopefully I've given you enough information on what you can do to stop these puppy mills. Sign petitions, throw out flyers, spread the word, whatever you can do. Pets don't have a voice. They can't speak English, as we know that. Most of us wish they could, but they can't. So as people, as humans, let's give them the voice. Let's make their lives a little bit better.